everybody.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I'm just gonna say that the entire town board is here, so I'm not gonna talk with any. Everybody's here? Okay, next thing is, public comment. Anybody want to speak?
Nobody signed up. Anybody?
Want to speak? I make a motion to open public comment. All right, all in favor? Aye. I make a motion to close public comment. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. 2 minutes, we have minutes at all?
No, not tonight. We have them all, they're all done, but we'll get everything.
Town clerk's report?
Just would like to remind everybody who got a blast or anybody who's listening that the town clerk's office will be closed on Monday between 11.
Thursday.
Done. Thursday between 11:30 and 1:30. We have training and meetings. Otherwise, everything is good in the clerk's office. They've been working diligently. All of the bank reconciliations, I believe, and Stephanie can speak, but I believe that they're like 90% there. We should have them for quickly, hopefully tomorrow.
Yeah, the clerk's one. And the tech, yeah, probably about 75–80% done. We kept work on it today, trying to find the ones that are missing and we're still having that little.
Okay, but we have,
That's about done.
okay, but everything from from May coming forward is
It's done
fairly
on the clerks.
correct.
They going back.
Right, so the issue is where we had that transition of staff and there were some changes in how everybody was doing what they were supposed to do. But as of May, when we started the whole new procedure with Kathy and Stephanie, everything is smooth and all readily available. But just we had the transition of transfer station money coming in, which wasn't originally coming through the clerks, is now coming in, and so that's thrown a bunch of things and made it a little bit more difficult along with the online tax picks. The other thing that I just want to let all of you know is that we agreed to go with Ulster County with their new tax program. They were offering, the county is changing the tax program, the collection program, and the basically the information portion where we can look at what people's assessments are. We had the option of either not going with the county and using an old software that wasn't going to be supported, or going with the county. If we went, they weren't going to charge us. Going forward, we chose to go with them. In the future, they would charge us like $3,400 a year. So we're going forward with them now. And the only thing we'll be paying in 2025 is about $150 probably right now. No, in 2026, sorry, 2025 is going to be good. Sorry.
Well, most of the towns signing up with that, Tracy, or?
Everyone but one town signed up. So we were the last holdout, sort of, except for one other town.
Thank you, Tracy. All right, my supervisor report. Well, all right, 2 things there. We're almost done with the books. And hopefully by the 24th, we can actually sit down and give you all the accounts of the books to get them straightened out a little bit, John. So we have Wendy is working on it, putting all the lines together. She's very close to it, though. And I'm going to sit with her tomorrow a little bit to go through it a little more efficient. So we'll have the lines.
Yeah.
Been a few days on that, right?
Yeah, we should be done by Thursday.
Okay, and then you can have that at the 4th. I do want to say something. I want to commend John Barry, tirelessly working on the budget. Yeah, there's a reason why I gave it to him, not me. So I appreciate that, John. Thank you so much.
No problem. Do my best.
I also want to make a comment about all the irate taxpayers that have received their taxes from school taxes and so forth, and have contacted the town, have contacted the assessor and so forth. This is from the assessor's office about the taxes. Okay, and again, this is from Brittany Santorelli, As the school tax bills begin to go out, Hurley residents may notice differences in their tax bill. There are many different contributing factors impacting the tax bill, such as an increased school budget and townwide reassessment. There are residents seeing lower tax bills and residents seeing higher tax bills. Those that are seeing a large increase as a result of their previous assessment being extremely low for a long period of time. As a result of the townwide reassessment, Hurley school tax rates have decreased for both Ontario School District and Kingston School District as follows. The Ontario school tax rate is now 7.61 per $1,000 of assessed value from the previous year of $12.04. Kingston School homestead tax rate is now 13.73 per $1,000 of assessed value from the previous year of $22. Kingston's,
What was that thing?
Michael, that's due to the effect of the total assessment.
I know. I'm just reading this, all right? All right, again, so Kingston School homestead tax rate is $13.73 per $1,000 of assessed value from the previous year of $22. Kingston School non-homestead tax rate is $17.42 per $1,000 of assessed value from the previous year of $27.76. The basic star deduction amount increased from $27,910 to $44,230, and the enhanced star deduction amount increased from $69,690 to $111,400. The reassessment has not increased the levy amounts, rather it has fairly dispersed the levy. Please keep in mind, the town does not collect any money from school taxes. If you do not feel your assessment accurately represents the full market value of your property, you can test your assessment on May 27, 2025. All right, just to let you know that prior to our assessment, the town, we evaluated the town at 60%. We were told you have to go to 100%. Simple as that. And all the towns around us have the same kind of thing. So we went to 100% assessment. All right, and what happened is to offset that high assessment, we lowered the tax rate. So people got lower tax rates if their assessed values were close to what 100% would be. Others, I know there's like one rate that was $350,000 assessed previously, that was now assessed to close to $1 million. That went up. All right, and the things they understand that these assessments are due to the increases in the houses being sold right now. All the appraised values are now being raised because there are more people moving in here. I know, for example, a neighbor of mine had his house up for sale for $400,000, and within 1 week there were 8 bids on it, and he sold it for $450,000. That increases the assessed value when that happens, like that kind of thing. And that's what's happening with all that. So we are just following what the state is telling us what to do. All right, and what we try to do is offset basically by lowering our tax rate on it. The school tax has nothing to do with us. They take our assessed value, they take their percentage, and they work it out.
Well, we're still collecting the same amount
We're
of
not-
taxes, right, Michael?
We're still collecting the same amount of taxes. And the thing is, though, we don't collect the school taxes. That goes right to Ontario or goes to Kingston. So if there's an issue with your school tax bill, well, I know if you go to Ontario or Kingston, we're gonna say go to your town because that was told to do the reevaluation. It's simple as that. It isn't something that we were asked to do, we were told to do. And we were behind a long time.
There's a day every year you can go do that, correct, Mike?
Yes. All right, so again, if you have an issue with your assessed value, in May, it's called grievance day. And that's when we come to town hall and you can go and be nice to them.
So for the, just to make sure everyone understands, your base levy or the general taxes has not been increased. So that's why a lot of people's taxes are going down for their general taxes, their property taxes. We have no control of the school other than you all going out and voting on those school budgets. That's how that goes up. Based on 100% assessment, now it's equalized throughout the whole town. So everybody is on the same par because of the equalization value. Brings us all up to the similar parcel.
You want to do the $1 million to $1 million rate and $1.50.
Especially in reservoir properties, they
Right.
historically wanted us
Right.
to stay at 100%.
There's an incentive.
New York City has
Right.
taken us to court
Right.
many times because we have a lower assessment value because when the New York City reservoir was built in 1905, they had in the contract with both Hurley and town of Olive that they would pick up 60% of the taxes. When Mike Weber became mayor, he bought that. He didn't want that. And he fought tooth and nail, and we were forced to raise $3,000 everything. course, in New York City, DEP more or less, because they want it that way.
And the state offers incentives to towns and municipalities that have 100% of assessment. So it works better for us as a whole.
All right, thank you so much, John, for clarifying that also.
Mhm.
Okay, discussion topic. These are all resolutions here, but they're not going to be passed today. I just want everybody to look at the resolutions. There are some that are going to be passed today, we need to, others we're going to look at, and I want you to, study it more or less, ask questions if you have to, and then basically we will have our resolution, brought up at the 24th meeting. All right, the first resolution here is to hire a new, part-time building department.
I don't need to read this, right? Can we,
Right,
what happened to the building code that was met?
Are we moving this
That
one?
was the, that
Are we
was,
gonna do this
that
one?
was the 10.
the 10.
The 30 hour was the 10?
That was a 10.
And how come we didn't have, do this one for 40 hours? I thought we wanted a 40-hour person.
I think we're starting with, I think that's our thought, I was building on first.
Are we still, I think that's what was in the budget. Do we still have the 10, do we still have a person for 10 hours?
I'm sorry. New person?
Did we have another person for 10, or didn't we have someone for 30 hours and someone for 10?
No, only 30 hours.
30
I
hours.
was 20 and 10 at one time. That's what we
There was
can
a building department? No, it was-
Building.
yeah, that's to the people that want.
I think she's confused on the fact that we have part-time building inspectors.
Right. No, I thought we were, I thought that.
We're going to a full-time, we're going to a full-time in 20,
One person, I heard
in 25 is the objective. That's the objective. 25.
Are we doing this one?
Yes. yes,
Oh, okay.
Yes, because the thing is, we like her to come in.
Well, let's do it.
Okay, so resolution to hire part-time clerk for the building department, for the motion to do that.
Who seconded?
All in favor? Aye. Aye.
Discussion?
Oh, sorry.
Discussion is really what
Diana.
Diana did. That's why we should
Any
say, are we
names?
doing this one?
No, we have to put in my word.
Put it in the right spot.
Yeah, sorry. That was-
Okay, all right, so be it. Kim,
Oh, yeah. The, Kim Conakay,
Which one is this?
this is the part-time building clerk.
Okay.
We did an interview and, oh, sorry. So her name is the interview, she wrote the very good. Have a lot to learn, but she live in town?
she is in, no,
No, Ulster Park,
Ulster Park.
but she's on the civil service. Oh, on the right.
Right, and the fact she only received 100.
Yeah, she got 100 on her test. Yes.
So she's the next person.
I mean, you're supposed to hire them.
Of course. Okay, next one is approve Hurley Court to apply for the 2024-2025 JCAP grant. All right,
We doing that today?
yes, we need to do that today. That's gotta be done today.
On your screen.
Okay, all right,
All second.
okay.
No.
Wait, hold on.
You motioned, didn't you?
I have to put the motion out, and there's a second, Debbie is a second, discussion? No discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Approved,
And I think we don't really have to authorize people to apply for grants anyway.
Yeah.
No, they require that the town board submit the resolution.
Specifically for the grant needs this.
Right.
okay,
I'm gonna give a quick update on the safety committee.
you got it.
So we're gonna talk about EMS in minutes. I won't cover that. I just wanted to give a quick update. The safety committee has done a lot of work on roads and we will continue to do that. We're moving the signs around, collecting, I know we're trying to get the data from the county. I'm trying. Haven't gotten it yet, but when he's working hard on it. And tomorrow we are going to pick up, the emergency management plan review. And, Mike Madison from the emergency management deputy director will be there.
He's a director.
Yep, he's gonna be there. Mike Schultz is gonna join us. Paul Conamos from the building department is going to join us. We have representatives from both fire departments, or assistant chiefs, one of the others, and we're hearing from both fire departments and, safety as well. And, two members of the safety committee, Betsy Blair and Shannon Wright, are going to lead that. So we're kicking that off tomorrow. At the town hall. Yeah,
What time is that at?
6:30.
Okay, but there is also a meeting tomorrow county.
Oh, right, we have that's EMS. So we have a meeting tomorrow, there's a meeting at the county has called and brought in multiple towns, right?
Four towns.
4 towns to discuss EMS because they have seen so much activity been happening early and others, town of Ulster, right? So they have put together a meeting and they're calling into the town. My request to them is going to be, we need to stay alert. And that's what I think the county. We'll see what happens.
Let me just give a little background on this meeting on tomorrow at with Deputy, the Director, Everett Erickson, who is the Director of Emergency Services in the town of Ulster County. He is only doing this because of the hard work of Debbie here. We've been prodding and pushing and pulling and so forth. Finally, the county is hearing it. Now, what's happened basically is because of Debbie's pushing and everything, you have other towns. You have the town of Kingston, you have the town of Rosendale, and then the town of Ulster are now demanding the same thing going through. So finally, the county's waking up. What happened basically was that Kathy Hochul has said that the state will not do EMS service. It has to be the county. The county says we're not doing it. It's got to be the state. Meanwhile, we're in limbo. So when we started this whole thing, Debbie started this whole push here. Other towns started falling in line, and now the pressure is built to have them have a meeting tomorrow to see what they can do. So I want to thank you.
Thank you. And actually on that note, I did hear that Saugerties, we put forward the resolution and sent it to the DOT to lower our town speed limit to 25. I heard Saugerties is trying to follow suit. So.
It's good.
I also had a meeting today with Dave Corrigan.
Oh, I saw that.
And Dave Corrigan, he's not against lowering speed limit 40. He just, what he did, he started talking to me in scientific terms that 85% of the studies show this and that. Well, we should do 50%. I know what Dave was talking about. I just told him, just lower the speed limit.
Every rail trail has a lower speed limit except for Hurley's.
That's,
Well, I'm 28.
28 has 45.
the whole thing has 45.
Should be like 10, but.
No, but it's got 45. And they're doing 60-mile-an-hour past those parking lots.
I know.
People are turning off.
Long turns. It's dangerous. Yeah.
I mean, I drive a heavy truck up and down that road, and people turn in and out of Russell Road and Wine Food, and they don't accelerate quickly, and they try to stop a truck. If it was 40, I'd be going at appropriate speed coming through there. I mean, I slow down anyway.
You put 45, they're still gonna do 50, 55.
It's a lot better than having
Yeah, they're doing
55.
like
Then they're doing
65.
65.
Yep.
But we need, once we do this, we need enforcement.
Does
We need to
anybody
get
go
our
under
sheriff
70 on the
department and our
thruway?
state troopers out to help us, and they have said they would.
I'll be an enforcer.
I got to drop you.
I
Michael.
bet you would.
I buy myself a couple of spike strips and
Also, one more
Right,
update
that's-
that involves you, Michael. On Joyce Lane, we have the, I know.
I got that, I forgot that.
On Joyce Lane, you now have the plans from Neil Marios to put the speed humps in there, 3 speed humps.
These are permanent.
These are permanent speed humps.
Nice,
Okay.
nice.
So,
it'll take a while.
you say take a while. Let's take a while. We could,
All right, well, which drainage project do you want me to put
no,
off?
I don't. No. I just want,
You tell me which
no,
drainage project.
Michael, I just want to let you know that.
I met with Orchard Street residents today. We're gonna start that later this week, and now I'm looking at Francine, Hurricane Francine. It looks like we're gonna get that.
Oh, we are.
Yeah, that's coming through Louisiana and coming up. We could get it next Tuesday, Wednesday.
Great.
So I'm concerned.
All right, okay. So
Like I
I'm
said,
just
you tell me
hoping,
which drainage project.
No, I know, no, you have to agree.
We'll put speed humps in right away.
no, Mike, you gotta do the drainage project for opposite. I just want to let.
We're just trying to prioritize what's affecting the most people. I know that's not what people want to hear,
I understand, Mike.
but it's,
I just don't put you in the spot, that's all. All right.
He does a good job of that, doesn't he? I have one more. We have a tree that is leaning over the rail trail really bad. 45 degrees, huge. It's actually a
Cottonwood.
cottonwood tree. So we did send out some estimates for bid, but you gave me new news today.
Yes, I spoke to Dave Corrigan. He's the state DOT engineer. He does, he doesn't traffic, but anyway, we walked him over to the tree. He says, that's our responsibility. He's taking it down.
Oh, good.
So the town is saving that amount of
Yeah,
money.
it was gonna be.
Will they take it down before it falls and has to
1,000.
clean it up? Or
He said that they have government contracts with Lee Winnings.
Oh.
All right, so they're gonna go with Lee Winnings. Let's go Lee Winnings. And not only that, but he's going to take the tree down and then cart away all the lumber.
So we won't have, highway won't have to do any cleanup?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So anyway, safety committee, we're working on all this stuff. Anything that comes up like that, so.
Well, take a walk down through the wooded part of the road.
I'm not with the bear. Bear's been in my neighborhood a lot.
Mhm.
Okay, so next is map plan and report. So this is the draft that's finally from our lawyer. I know you guys will need some time to digest it, but hopefully it will answer, if not all of your questions, most of your questions. This is going to be filed with the town clerk, right?
The report is filed already.
The report is filed already.
Report is filed.
The objective next is to have a, public hearing, which would be scheduled for the 24th. And that's where then everybody has, several weeks to look at this and think about this. We have a mailing that's gonna go out. Hopefully in the next couple of days, we'll get that out. That will include lots of information overview. Frequently asked questions. We're gonna give a QR link back. That's like the page that we're bringing up. We're gonna put all this information. So everybody has all the information in one place they can go to.
Do I not have the map plan from you yet? Because I can get that up as, okay,
Yeah.
I just got to get it digitally. Okay, that's fine. Perfect. Now you can want this. I'm going to need it digitally, obviously, so I can put it right. You know who has it? I have it somewhere. That's fine.
And I have the email.
I have
We'll
one,
get it by tomorrow.
one amendment to that, Tracy,
The notice or the public
the
hearing?
notice.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you have it on your phone, just send it to me.
But on number
Oh, we're
4,
thinking about it.
should be $98 instead of 96.
Okay,
So the typical cost of a 1 to 2 family residence is set at $350,000. And the proposed district for the proposed improvement is $98.
okay, I sent it to Brittany to check the numbers, and she told me
It's 96?
that he used the numbers that she provided, so,
Yeah, I
but we could, we're better off having it at a higher rate than
It's-
it'll.
It's, if you look in the map plan and report, it's in here on, section 5.6, section 6,
Thank you, Jen.
paragraph 3.
Can you give me a page number? Sorry.
Yeah, section, page 12.
Okay.
Second to last paragraph. And that's the correct number,
Oh, that is-
98. So we just have to update amend the,
The notice
The
that
98.
I have says 98.
Yeah, 98 is in this.
98 is it?
Yeah, 98 is in here.
You probably the old one.
Oh, maybe this is old. Okay, perfect.
So we have it.
So, and Matt will read the resolution.
That'll read the resolution? Okay,
Is this the, yeah, this is,
no.
so, the resolution for scheduling a public hearing and approving the notice of hearing and order concerning the establishment of an ambulance district in the town of Hurley. Whereas the town board has determined that the creation of an ambulance district in the town of Hurley may be in the public interest pursuant to Articles 12 and 12A of the town law. And whereas a map, plan, and report was prepared at the direction of and in the matter prescribed by the town board and was filed with the town clerk on September 9th, 2024, and is available for inspection by the public in the office of the town clerk. And whereas a public hearing must be held on the issue of establishing an ambulance district after the filing of the map, plan, and report, and after providing due notice. And whereas pursuant to town law 209 D1, notice of hearing and order was prepared setting forth the statutorily required information concerning the public hearing. And whereas pursuant to town law 209B1, a detailed explanation as to how the estimated rate of assessment for the proposed ambulance district was calculated was prepared and must be duly filed in the office of the town clerk in advance of the publication of the notice of hearing and order. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the town board that the map, plan, and report for the establishment of an ambulance district in the town of Hurley be made available for public inspection in the town clerk's office during regular business hours, and that it also be posted on the town signboard, website, and such other locations as may be determined prudent. And be it further resolved that the town board is scheduling the required public hearing to be held on Tuesday, September 24th, 2024, commencing at 5:45 p.m. at Hurley Town Hall to hear all persons concerning the proposed establishment of an ambulance district as outlined in the aforesaid map, plan, and report. And be it further resolved that the town board adopts the notice of hearing in order dated September 10th, 2024, and directs the same be entered into the minutes of this proceeding and incorporated therein. And be it further resolved that the town board approve the detailed explanation as to how the estimated rate of assessment for the proposed ambulance district was calculated, and directs that said detailed explanation be filed for public inspection in the office of the town clerk before the publication of the notice of hearing and order. And be it further resolved that the town board directs the town clerk to post and publish the notice of hearing and order in conformance with lawful mandates, and to do all things necessary to facilitate scheduling and conducting the public hearing on September 24th, 2024. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So moved.
A second?
I'll second.
Favor?
Aye.
Can we do a roll call?
Roll call?
And so
Supervisor Vaughn?
Aye.
Do you want to
Oh.
special, Gregory?
yeah, I think that's, first of all, the resolution is not in our packet. First,
That's why I'm.
That's why we're,
that's why you're reading it now?
Yes, yes. So the
We will have a-
resolution was sent from, Mr. Hannigan. Okay,
That's a
the
law
attorney, that's the law firm that is handling this for us. But somehow did not end up in our packet, so therefore I am reading it.
and it just is scheduling the public hearing. That's all the resolution is.
And all the requirements, prior to scheduling the public hearing, with the notice posting, as well as making available the plan, map, and report. And, there's the other, publications that are required, prior to this hearing.
I know we've gone through, the resolution doesn't have all of the listings of all of the places that it needs to be published, does it?
Yeah, it was scheduled to publish in the Freeman. It's being posted outside on the board, and it'll be posted up online.
Are there any other places? Because I know we ran into this problem already where the postings weren't done correctly.
The 3 minutes,
Yeah, but that's not, I mean, this is.
That is the newspaper of record.
Exactly, that's a newspaper. There are other government agencies that need to be privy to this, no? This is a new district.
You can put it into the post offices.
Right.
Yeah, but,
no,
there's no
Hannah,
other posting of notice for the hearing that I'm aware that's required, but again, I'm not the attorney who's been handling this. We have a-
Just clarify that. for me.
So, and I did have a long conversation with, Hannigan on the other day about just, I mean, he's the one who's advising, this is what he does. It basically follows the same, the creation of the ambulance district follows the same requirements that creating a water sewer district would require. So unlike other issues which would potentially require notification to state agencies that would be involved, and this
Doesn't require that. Okay.
No. And this is on a very, regulated time schedule.
Thank you.
we have to post the notice 10 days. So if you post it tomorrow, after Thursday, that's 10 days.
So it's right, it's being printed, it's scheduled to be printed Thursday, because we can't submit it to the paper until after you adopt this resolution to schedule the public hearing. So the paper in advance has been provided with all of the information so that it's ready for them to set the type for the notice for Thursday. So it'd have to be approved before 11 o'clock tomorrow. All of that's been prepped and done. Right. So again, I would ask that you continue with a roll call vote. So Mike Baum said,
I said aye.
no, but I'm just meaning like one down the aisle.
Debbie Doherty,
Oh.
aye.
Aye.
David Clyde, aye.
And Kelly, aye.
Matt, could you send me that? What now?
It was just.
Okay. So, resolution to the public hearing has been approved.
So I don't have to chase you tomorrow.
Yeah, you don't have to, I will, because I gotta make sure.
All right.
Ugh.
Yeah, so the timeline is going to be, we've published the public hearing notice. We hold the public hearing. We are trying to put something out so that we put comments, written comments as well. And it's gonna be included in the mailing. The mailing is gonna go out to everybody in Hurley is gonna have the information about the public hearing. So it's not just gonna be public information, it's not just gonna be, posted online. We are actually gonna have it in the mailing. So that mailing is gonna get to people before this public hearing. It's gonna go out, hopefully it'll go out by the end of this week. And 5:45 the public hearing. And our meeting starts at 6. You really think it's a 15-minute public hearing? I no.
No.
Why did we do that? Because we wanted to have it on a separate day, but we didn't get consensus. Let's make a public hearing, like, well,
That's fine, that's fine.
I just think.
You have to you have to amend it, you have to amend the
Amend the
resolution.
resolution to 5:30.
That's just, that's the six things people do. Okay. To think that you only need 15 minutes.
I don't think-
Run into the town board meeting?
Which is fine, you didn't start the town board
Right, we
late.
would just start the town board meeting later.
6:15 then.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's gonna be.
All right, let's open it. And we'll see.
I mean, we're certainly trying to get the word out. So then.
We're not building 46 sound experts.
So we have the public hearing, 30 days, there's a 30-day period, to wait that out, and then once the 30 days passes, if there's no objection, it becomes tax district. And what would it be?
Matthew.
Or the objection, to stop that.
Fine.
I'm not sure.
Can we'd like to propose an amendment to the resolution?
Okay,
Which is,
Starting it after the town board meeting begins.
Started
So
at
you can put it at 6:15, 6:30. And that way the town board meeting starts. So you
Open meeting.
open the hearing after the town board meeting starts.
I'm
If
fine
there's
with
some
that.
business Friday, you can.
Yeah, we just thought if we started it early, then it would, yeah. Okay.
So, and that gives me time to amend what I need to amend in tomorrow's publication.
So do I have a motion
motion.
to
Oh.
approve as amended, amending the hearing time to 6:15? Yeah, 6:15. All right, good. Second,
Okay.
all in favor?
Aye.
Want to do a roll call on that again?
Yes. Yeah. Well, I think I have to change the resolution. Right, so if there's number.
All right, so,
No, yeah, it's not.
Right.
There's a resolution. The resolution is amended. All right, as supervisor, I say aye.
Deb Doherty, aye.
Whether since I,
Diana Klein, aye.
Tim Kelly, aye.
The ayes have it.
My question is, what would? You said that provide no objection, what would an objection look like to stop this?
They would have, if they were entitled to do a permissive referendum. If more than 5% of the population of Hurley objects to what wants it as a referendum, then it'd be a referendum. That's what.
And it doesn't stop it, it just puts it to a vote.
larger
For the next.
It wouldn't go to vote until.
Until-
And Mike, just so I believe correction is, it's not 5% of the residents, it's 5% of the registered voters.
Of registered voters, okay.
All right. Next thing. All right, reclass Crawford Associates from Capital Fund 10H to Capital Fund 2H. What we've done is, John Perry, myself, and John and Jim Quigley, we have gone through all of the capital H funds that were used, that were miscoded and everything, and we reclassed them. So we have moved over all of Crawford Associates from the leachate collection system to the landfill, which is what they belong in. And by doing so, we then have to put the money back in 10H. All that money that was taken, and so the 10H come from the capital 2H fund. And by doing so, the capital 2H fund now becomes a negative number. It's a negative number now because of that. But that's the way it should be done. So we're going to hold on this thing for, what I want to do is, according to the Matt J. Jasmine, I should get clarification from the capital. Secondly, what we're going to do is added to this thing here is that we are now going to have a resolution to take to the mutual collection system, which is Capital Fund 10H. We reading through the resolution that was passed in I think it was 1996, I believe somewhere around there, where it was established a mutual collection system. That has been done. That has been done. Therefore, there is no need for Capital 10H fund. So we are going to dissolve Capital 10H mutual collection fund, take all the money now and put it back into 2H, which will then make 2H fund a positive number now. All right, by doing that kind of thing. That will be done at the 2024 when I get further clarification and control how this is done. Okay. All right, the next one is use the remaining ARPA funds to pay for wildwood drainage project. This is a resolution that we just passed out.
Yeah, it's up on the screen too.
I'm sorry, again?
Didn't we discuss not using ARPA funds for drainage?
I do remember that.
Because we talked about doing it for Orchard Street and you said no.
Well, here's what it is. We were given permission to use ARPA money for drainage. There is,
So ultimately, if you don't use it by the end of the year, you're gonna lose.
we have, yeah.
You have to be in contract.
As of right now, this seems, yeah, you have to be. You have a contract for this and no one else has proposed anything else. So it would be in the town's best interest
Yeah.
to utilize this unless there's any
We
other
have no contract.
propositions or other contracts that can be up to.
And December 31st, if it's not used, goes back to federal government.
Because the ARPA money gets backfilled by something?
No.
Okay.
Use it or lose it.
Yeah, we don't need it. Okay.
You'd be raising the money for EMS through taxes, right?
Correct.
Percentage.
Well, a percentage of it.
If you want to read this sometime.
It posted up there.
It's on the screen. I'd have to scroll as you read through it because it's long.
I'm not reading.
Are we proving this tonight or is this gonna be next?
This got to be through tonight. This is through tonight. You need to get this done.
So moved.
Will you read the heading?
All right, resolution, you just read the heading. Resolution to appropriate funds from the town's ARPA, coronavirus fiscal recovery fund to special fund 14A for the Wildwood Stormwater Drainage Fund.
And the only thing that should be clarified is on the resolution that's projected. The actual specific number amounts are not listed there. So basically in the first whereas clause, the total amount of funds received is $617,434.04. Under the third whereas clause, basically the contract was awarded to Kingston Equipment Rental in the amount of $203,830 for the drainage.
Could you read that number again? I'm sorry.
$203,830
Uh-huh.
For the drainage improvements. And now therefore, The town of Hurley hereby appropriates the sum of $130,030.60, which my understanding that's the remaining amount of ARPA funds to be transferred to Special Fund 14H for stormwater and allocated specifically to the Wildwood Stormwater Drainage Project.
So it's,
Well, we never reported on it, it's 166,320.
We still, all right. You might, okay, what happened from that 156, whatever it was, that number, we took out $25,000 for EMS, we took out $1,200 to pay for Castle Solar, the Envoy. That's the communication.
Okay,
So that gave us 130,000, that number there, and that's the remaining funds.
okay.
You
Well,
should
so
go-
we've done those, because like, this says as of September on the report. Why aren't those on the report?
Because, if you look at the very bottom, it's $1,200 left over.
What?
No, if you look at,
For the solar, okay.
right, you see, no,
I mean, that was months ago, we did that.
it was right there. You go up. The very bottom says $1,200 remaining, and this is what we generate, the resolution for the showing it out, was not handed over, even it, and now it's done. This money is now being $0.
right, so. Let's just, how this to me, let's just explain this to me. This reads like the 670.
That's what you
Four
saw.
hundred. I understand that, but this doesn't read like that. This reads like this is the balance. This is the total amount that we're drawing $130,000 out of it, and $203,000 out of it, leaving a balance of, what would that be? 400,000? So it
So-
doesn't read like,
So Greg, what I would, so then what you would do is suggest that we amend it to add a sentence that says,
The original amount.
whereas, you want to use it in, I would just say in the therefore the town of Hurley hereby appropriates the remaining sum of $130,030.60 from the remaining balance
of,
of the total ARPA funds
the total ARPA
funds of 617,000 where, prior expenditures have been 200.
I think it would be in the narrow therefore that the town board of the town of Hurley hereby appropriates the remaining
Correct. That's
sum,
Right.
just add the word,
Remaining.
from the 617,434.04 total ARPA funds received by the.
I would also suggest that we put zero out, or to indicating that this is zero. There is no more money in this ARPA pool.
So,
We have to go.
Leaving okay, so at the end of that
Balance.
sentence, leaving a balance.
from $0.
Well, it says I'm committed to 100.
What?
It's not, it's like I'm committed to 100 on this.
I know, that has to be updated. That has been updated.
In the last 4 days?
It has been updated, yes.
So this will zero.
This is zero, the 1,200.
Exactly, so we need that in.
So leaving a balance of $0 in
$0 for ARPA money.
ARPA line to line.
All right. Okay, for the resolution, to amend the resolution appropriating the ARPA funds. Do I have a second? All right, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Done. We'll correct this.
Do me a favor, sorry, it was moved by
Me.
Mike.
Mike and seconded by,
Diana.
thank you very much.
Mike, I haven't posted this one yet, so when I do, I'll just put in the changes. Okay.
Okay, also, and this is something that we're gonna do a resolution, it's down to capital fund 31H. The problem arises with, capital fund 31H. We are rehabbing the old library with the help of a foundation to pay 3/4 of the amount to do that. We were told, John Perry and I looked through to try to find the resolution establishing the buildings on each month. And we could not find it. It probably dates back into the seventies, maybe.
Yeah.
We have no idea, that goes that way. The assumption is that the buildings fund basically was meant for town hall. All right, as opposed to other buildings around us. So what we want to do to clarify things, we are going to establish a 31H, capital fund 31H, called the old library. And what we're going to do on, the 24th is then move $100,000 from the building's capital 1H into capital 31H. The building, capital 1H has a balance now of $511,000. So we're moving 100,000 from that to the capital 31H.
I just would say that if I don't want to call it, continue to keep calling off the river.
We want to go, Hurley Center.
The Hurley, either the Hurley Center, we can decide if we're gonna put it in here. Either the Hurley Center or the Hurley Historical and Community Center. I did too, that was the original one we came up with. I just, the,
It's HHCC.
yes, the HHCC.
I think that's great. Yeah, that's a nice name.
It's got a nice little acronym ring to it. Yep. So let's update this to say the Hurley Historical Community Center. And anywhere it says Old Library. So we can stop saying Old Library.
Well, we haven't done the resolution yet.
Oh, this is just, you're just putting this out for discussion and then next week or next meeting.
So I'm saying for the next meeting, let's have this.
HHCC.
Yeah.
Include formally the old library or something.
The roof's out to.
Did you want to drop the posted?
Samara has it. It's in process.
Right.
Oh, no, I was out of, locked down the email for like 2 days. But it's not my fault that well, I got a new phone and I realized I wasn't getting emails, and then I added, realized it was a new phone, and then my phone got an email.
We get this changed.
Because eventually one day you plug your phone and it doesn't charge anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. Finally gave up the phone. The same one I have.
Okay, and the next one is a resolution. What this resolution is it's an amendment to, again, this is the resolution to express the town board's intent to alienate certain parkland and substitute certain other parkland. This is just an added amendment to the alienation coming through. And so, again, we've already sent the first resolution. This is just an amended version going through. And what we have right now on the board now is the maps.
Yeah, it's slow no matter which way. Yeah, so the old section is down here.
That's what we're.
So this is where the garage will go.
Yeah, the garage, and then the 2.6, the rationale is if we wanted to ever put future town hall over there. You've got that on the other side of the road, already done, from the park. Not really used as a park anyway, it's used as a parking lot. So let's knock that off, and then where we found the potential Native American things, and just we have to switch. Let's switch. Yeah.
So that's that is what the plan is for at this point, is to put the garage up there and through. One of the things that was decided also, if you go back to that,
To the top part?
Down here, Mike.
I know, I'm talking about the part that was swapping.
Yep, there you go.
The part that was swapping now has a front on 28A. If we ever decide to use that as an entryway to possibly see, I mean, supposedly there are Native American artifacts up there. And this will make it easier for people who want to visit and see it. So that we have that structure there. This will become parkland, basically.
You can put a trailhead or something.
Right, in case people want to see what's back there.
You want to play Nancy Drew in the woods.
I got a question. Can you scroll down a little bit?
Down to the garage site? Yeah, sorry, it's just slow signal. There you go.
Have they given any, has the board given any consideration into the rezoning of the property that's adjacent
We
to
have
5.4 acres?
We haven't done that. All right, that's something we have to discuss.
I would say the abutter might want to kind of come before the board with that.
Well, that's come in front of the, out front of the.
Zoning board.
The zoning board?
Right, or it could be included at the time with the comprehensive. plan.
Okay, could be. I just want to, let me just ask, here, does that have to go in front of the planning board? To change the property where the arrow is? Is it planning board?
That's not a planning
Not
board.
planning board?
That's a zoning map.
Oh, yeah.
What zone the abutter's property
I know.
is in? But would it be something like, you could do it during the comprehensive planning process, right? Because we're affecting them basically by putting something next to it. Or you could do it through, I think, the zoning board of,
UVA?
When we do everything,
Zoning,
when you do the updated rezoning for your,
Right.
for your comprehensive, you can incorporate it then.
All right.
But it costs money every time you change a zone.
What does that neighbor want, neighborhood commercial?
Commercial.
Well, the abutter's sitting right here. Let's keep that going.
Nobody's gonna want to build a residential house next to
So
it.
neighbor, NC, neighborhood commercial, so you could go residential or commercial.
Well, here's the thing, you're gonna have to bring that up.
Make a decision, right?
Yeah, then we'll go from there. Okay. All right.
Just so you know, we bought that 25 years ago. But for retirement investment, and now we're seeing that possibility dissipate with the highway drive being built next to residential property.
I mean, the highway garage use is another. How many more feet up the road is already in the use as highway garage line?
How many acres of land is that?
Where?
How many acres of land is that you're talking about? That, yeah, that,
38.
or we're not gonna vote on this. We don't want to vote on this.
On,
On
the
this,
alienation?
yeah. Do you want us to vote on this?
Well, no, we can do it next time, but the thing is, we gave the alienation, we had a resolution last month.
I understand.
And so, in other words, you need to go forward with that. This is just to clarify. It's not gonna start the process
I
now,
understand.
because he has the original. So we can actually do this, now, on the 24th. Okay.
Very good.
I do that, the point was gonna be a whole meeting.
You wanna do it next?
Gonna do it properly.
Yeah,
That's fine with me, then.
I don't want to be at a 5-hour meeting on this one.
Go back. All right.
So, yeah, I mean, some people are gonna have, so public, will have a problem with all of it. So
It doesn't change anything.
it doesn't, yeah, I understand that.
Now, what is public right now? So-
I understand. Or, yeah,
Well, I don't know, what's the problem that the public would have?
the public just spoke.
Right.
Public.
But that has nothing to do with, has nothing to do with this.
I understand that,
But that's it.
but the public raised an issue.
But the issue is something separate, not the fact that we are now making a garage there.
It's an issue that can be addressed.
But yeah, but it doesn't have to be addressed.
No,
Related to
no,
this.
no,
This
I
will be
understand
passed,
that.
and that can be something later.
Yeah.
So let's make a, let's vote on
This
this.
may increase the neighborhood property value. We don't know.
So we wanna make this, as a resolution now?
Yes,
Okay,
I'll second.
make the motion. Seconded by Diana, any discussion? No discussion? Let's vote, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, so that's,
Town hall, better.
There's a suggestion made by, town clerk for the next resolution to go to executive session. I oppose that.
executive session for.
for the next resolution.
This is.
Jeremy, here for the community relief and such.
We don't, if you don't want to, that's fine.
And actually,
I propose going to executive session.
yeah.
And
I,
generally, if there's gonna be an executive session, we definitely want it on our agenda beforehand.
All right, so this is a resolution to move Jeremy Shiffray from the community relations specialist position. Resolved that Jeremy Shiffray is a part-time position of community relations specialist, civil service, 1530 exempt. He paid the hourly rate of 33.65. Oh, wait, right? 53? I'm sorry, no, I said 30.
I'm just checking.
I think I need to read on it.
I can change that real quick if you want.
33.65 per hour for 20 hours per week, 1040 hours annually. The communications work will be under the supervision of the officers of the town supervisor, town clerk, and the town board. The budget code is A1650.1 for 34,996. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there a discussion?
I would like to ask a question if you, if people have some discussion, if I'm
So I
allowed.
guess the only question I have is, right, under supervision of 3 different people? Or
Three different
actually a board and 2 people? So how's that gonna,
Yeah,
how's
that's
that
why
gonna
I,
work?
All right.
that's exactly why I was asking for an executive session, because I don't think that works.
To potentially, amend that so that it's just either under the supervision of the town supervisor.
But that's exactly why I was asking for an executive session.
Maybe we
Because I don't think that that's-
meeting when we can.
Wait, hold on a second.
Or-
Hold on a second. We can do it right now. We can do it right now. The thing is, that this is upholding, other negotiations coming through. And we have to resolve those negotiations by first resolving this one. So I'd like to get this resolved right now.
The town clerk, that's what we
Made it. Or amend it, so.
But why, okay, my question is, town clerk, town supervisor, why not both?
Somebody has to take the lead, and that's the problem. Somebody has to be the final adjudicator. Somebody has to take responsibility for what goes on.
Okay,
And this is the issue.
okay,
If the town supervisor doesn't have the time to do it, somebody else has.
Okay.
Somebody has to have a direct report.
And it's a job that is normally under the town clerk's job. That's what,
Yes.
this work comes from the town clerk's office.
So I'm not sure that I mind if there's 2. I don't necessarily agree that the board is gonna be able to do that. supervision.
I would like
I
to.
just- Right. I just
How
don't
about you?
feel comfortable that the
Sort
board
of.
is gonna be able to do that.
I think the town clerk and town supervisor is sufficient.
Do you want me to weigh in?
No,
No.
Okay. I won't.
I think the town clerk and the town supervisor is sufficient. If there's an issue, both the town clerk and the town supervisor sit down, talk about this, come to a conclusion that both can agree upon, make a decision in that sense. I think pushing this further along.
I mean, the board has final say over all.
Of course they do,
personnel stuff
of course they
anyway,
do. So we eliminate the board in a sense.
Well, this is not final. This is, the board has final say over it.
So everything.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's really the budgetary issues related to this. The problem is that there's a reporting structure within the town's administrative
I
structure.
would suggest because of the traditional thing that the main relationship is the clerk and with the matrix relationship to the supervisor.
You have to,
But the thing is, though, you have to understand something, what the community relations person does, yes, is under the clerk. Also, there is also things that he does that is also under supervision of the supervisor. It's both of us. It's not just one person, doing it, it's both, the supervisor and the clerk, and I think the supervisor and the clerk should be the final say together. Get together and talk about this thing and go from there. I know at this point right now, that anything that's being posted by the community relations, our specialist, goes to myself and as a supervisor and goes to the town clerk as the, another reporting agent. Yes, you've been doing that.
Tracy's shaking her head, you know.
You have been getting information.
I'm not doubting that, I'm not saying I'm not getting information. I'm just saying I have not been this. I would prefer that we do this. I mean, we can do it here if you choose, but I was looking to do it, but I am not the final arbiter. if that's what the board wants, then what I would suggest, Mike, hold on, just don't get upset. What I would suggest is that anything that goes out, if this is what you want, then anything that goes out to print must get the clerk sign off. Any tasks that relate to internal research, other tasks that Jeremy does for you as supervisor, locating historical resolutions, minutes, etc., then that's totally yours. I have no interest. I mean, I have no interest in necessarily being involved in this thing in any way, shape, or form. But when it comes to the final sign off on what's going out to the public and what's being distributed, whether it's the newsletters, whether it's the blast, whether it's somebody ultimately should be signing off.
Can I just say, add one more thing, that this, once we make this decision, this is not a Jeremy thing.
No,
or a Mike
not at all.
It's a position.
It's a position
Correct,
thing.
correct.
And so
No, I
we
just
have to.
trying to break these tasks.
Right, we have to make sure that the reporting structure is correct, because Jeremy is not always with me. You're not always.
Correct.
So what happens to the next?
So that's why I'm saying publication information
But-
should, if what you're saying is that would fall under the clerk's,
That does fall under the clerk's office.
then,
Wait, hold on. Okay, where does it say that falls under the clerk's office?
Like all postings, the clerk has a board of the town outside of the clerk's office.
Okay, let's
where
put it this
they
way.
post
Let's put it
things.
this way. Prior to,
Yeah.
Jeremy being there was no, there's no online publication, there was no
There's no
newsletter.
legal requirement.
Yeah, the town law, the job of the town clerk is to, and information.
Okay, so that means basically that if, I want something published, I have to go to
The clerk's
Tracy
office.
to get it done, and you can say no.
Not necessarily, but that is one of the duties. of
That is
the
a duty of the
town
clerk.
law.
Isn't it really more to make sure that what we're publishing doesn't have any,
Backlog.
it doesn't come back to hurt the town, right? That we're not doing anything in a publishment, in a publishing. So it's
This is just, as far as I'm concerned, this is a structure issue. This is an organizational structure.
Okay, so how would you describe it? How would you write it then?
Well, I mean,
Town clerk.
the town clerk is, as
just
far
have,
as,
Tracy put it forth.
right, because as you said, I mean, the town supervisor has specific responsibilities and is assigning specific responsibilities. But all of the publication issues fall under the clerk.
Alright.
You see what I mean?
So in other words, I'm in charge of the, community relations person when it comes to things dealing outside of the clerk's office.
I would want to err on that side,
Okay.
but it's not that you don't have, because it's a, what is that thing, a dotted line?
right,
Right.
that's fine.
It's a
That's why I said a
dotted line.
matrix relation.
Right. It's that dotted
Primarily
line.
managed by the clerk's office.
Yeah.
With a matrix relationship to the supervisor.
So that might be,
Can we word it that way?
Yeah. Dotted line. The supervisor's managed.
Can I make a suggestion? One, I don't think it belongs in the resolution. It would probably fall more under the guise of the job description of how the reporting structure, I mean, unless not.
Yeah, no, I
Otherwise.
agree. It's
I
not
don't-
necessarily
and that's
in the
all-
resolution.
I mean, I didn't like the language and I apologize. I didn't realize it was necessarily getting voted on tonight. I don't think that all three, I agree. If it's both
Let's just
town,
eliminate the
if
sentence.
it's town
like
clerk
you
and
put
town
in.
supervisor, then
Can we just eliminate that whole sentence
about the supervision. Right.
about supervision, and then we can put it in the job description?
That was part of the job description.
Alright, I would like, alright, okay.
So we're,
So for
we're
tonight, we
suggesting,
can
Mike,
get
that we
rid of
just
the-
remove this whole sentence,
thing.
and that goes in part of the job description.
Okay. I do like to, now, I just want to make clarification going through that the hiring and firing of that person and so forth is both my responsibility as well as the clerk's responsibility.
yeah, I understand that.
Yes.
With, well, I mean, with the
Okay,
approval of
alright.
the town
As long as
board.
it- I'm sorry, what?
With the
Of
approval
course,
of the town
of
board.
course,
Right,
of course.
right.
Yes. But I'm just saying that this is no longer solely one person's responsibility.
Correct.
This is not a deputy clerk position where they're working at the leisure of the.
All right.
Not about me, but for posting issues, when I put this up, you want to get rid of the highlighted sentence, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
And the budget code is 1650.
50.1, yeah.
Okay, so moved. Moved as amended.
Move as amended.
Yeah.
I second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So be it. So we will have to write, on the community special, on the community relations specialist, we have to type in.
Yeah.
responsibility.
Under the job responsibility.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Traffic signs to Collier Road.
All right, traffic signs for Collier Road. I guess this is about you. Well, it was Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. I see that in the chair. All right, we have complaints, on Collier Road that there are trucks, cutting across Collier Road.
Oh, yeah, I brought this forward.
Right.
Yeah, I brought this forward.
Right, so
I thought we addressed this.
we didn't make it, we didn't decide what to do.
I had an email from him
Government
saying,
supervision, right? We're cool.
Right.
Don't wanna put us-
Right.
no,
Right. Question rise and Facebook. Sorry, that's what I was thinking. Michael said that he would put the signs up, okay, he said we'll put it up to go, and he said, the town board.
How much does this sign cost?
I was gonna ask him.
Like, you know, like, this can just be,
Yeah, there's
That's-
gonna be.
so this is-
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I know,
But there is an intention to have signs put up there.
yes,
That's something.
I assumed it had been done,
no. hasn't been done.
the way that I got a response.
Yes, yeah, all right, so I will call to my shoulder tomorrow, get it signed, and we'll get that done. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think so.
People didn't complain a long time ago. That's
Mhm. Yeah. Okay, any further?
Elected officials now.
Tim?
Which is not on this copy, but yeah.
You have the student drive?
It was offensive.
Spreadsheet in the drive.
Gonna have to get back to my account. Hang on.
Don't forget the other thing.
Wait, what?
Don't forget about the.
This, we're just talking about this,
Yeah.
there's no resolution, but it's just something that I think.
Oh, yeah, hold on. Okay, I got it. Yes, we'll talk about that afterwards. All right, so this,
Where is it at? Do you know, Tim?
The board drive.
You go on to, yeah, board 2024, I think.
Not seeing it in my safety committee.
What email do you have up in front of you?
Mine.
Okay.
you have, I don't know if you have access, you have access.
Let me try it from the meeting drive. Hang on.
Yeah. You have access to the meeting.
It might be, meeting drive might have access to it. Let me see. No, not seeing it, Tim.
I mean, everything's public.
Right. Anyways, go ahead.
Check your
Check what? My personal?
account.
Yep.
Unless you sent it to him?
I just sent.
Okay. You just sent
Ah,
it.
ah,
You
So-
have the technology.
we have the technology.
Let's go out.
We can make me better than I was. There it is.
While Jeremy's bringing. that
Oh.
up.
Got it. There it is. Thank you, Tim.
All right, so I've heard grumblings from, this really, as you can see, like, the town board, we're making $6,000 a year, comparable local neighboring towns are making 9,500, 7,850. Like, these aren't gonna like change my standard of living or anyone else on the boards by raising into that, but I think for people like the supervisor and the superintendent of highways, town clerk, tax collector, the justices were doing pretty good actually, surprisingly on that. But as far as the neighboring towns, but I think, for the amount of time that people are putting into these positions, like I want to make sure that we're compensating people in a fair manner. because it reduces the chances for, people's motivations to not be, the correct ones that we're looking for when people are working for the taxpayers, which should be like working for the taxpayer, not for like working for their own pocket. So like, a living wage in Ulster County, like, is like, this is really the minimum, is like, I have, it's like $72,800. Okay, and today, like basically for one person to live in a 1-bedroom apartment, that's what it costs you to do. I mean, that's not even a scenario that really even exists in Hurley right now, 1-bedroom apartments. But I think we need to take action as far as this, not so much as like, this is really to protect the taxpayers, right? And that the stewards of the taxpayer resources are being compensated fairly for the time that they're spending doing so. Because, to have somebody, as you can see, the supervisor in Hurley gets 28,000, and in comparable small towns, Olive 62.4, Marbletown 44.5. And I'm not saying to go to 72.8, but I'm saying like we need to do some moving up here. These haven't been adjusted, I don't think, in any way, shape, or form in at least 24 years. I think we spend a lot of money on a lot of other things, and I think like these little amount, like this is probably under $100,000 a year worth of increases that we're looking for. That I think that would really reward people that work hard for the people of Hurley. Like it's really like, I know Mike probably doesn't want his money. He's expressed that to me, but like he's free to donate it. He's free to donate it if he doesn't want it to whatever he sees fit. But the point is like these numbers should reflect the type of person and the type of effort that we're looking for these type of positions, which is somebody that's, you need somebody that's educated, that understands finance. You need a lot of different like skills, people skills, you need to understand construction for doing the highway position, for the clerk and tax collector, obviously you need to have an accounting background as well as, like a real good level of diplomacy with people that come in and out of the office. So, I mean, my suggestion is to really like to do this formulaically. So look at the positions and like really look at like, is the supervisor, are they doing a full-time, you can leave that up for a minute.
Yep, sorry, I was just making sure that the recording was good.
Okay, are they doing a full-time job? Like, is that a 1.0 full-time equivalent? Or are they doing a half-time job? Or are they doing a 3/4 time job? And then just compensate based off, like, we put a number together that's like, this is the number in town of Hurley for elected official salaries, and we just base it all off of that, okay? Because it's, again, it's not to the person, it's to the position, as Gregory said before. So like, and then we need to like, elected officials giving themselves raises always gets like bad press. Always. But the reality is like, if you don't do it frequently, then you get this, right? Which like to correct this is like 100, the supervisor in Hurley makes 122.86% less. So less than double, like they make more than double. Okay. Is in Olive, right? A board member makes, 50, 60% more. Superintendent of highways, like 30%. Town clerk and tax collector, 34.22, so like, we need to move these up. Like, there's no reason why the people that are, basically protecting the taxpayers' resources shouldn't be compensated, at least properly, so their motivation is good. So I'd like to bring a resolution at some point soon with this, move some of these, up. And I have some suggestions.
The only added comment I'd make to this is that across the board, currently with all of these, with the current collective bargaining, adjustments are being made. There. For
the town's employees.
I understand that. In other words, the justification for it to be more across the board is real. People already know that, individuals in the town are woefully underpaid. As it just in their administrative function. So the corrections should really be made across the board. That's just fine.
Just like, right, just like we had a 35% increase in the equalization rate. You know, like everything has been kind of like stuck behind, and we need to bring it forward. So this is just, I think, part of that process, and I would suggest, like, our supervisor, I'd probably at or above what the other one's making. You know, like, let's get this so that we're not always falling behind. Like, we can keep our foot on the pedal at little increases instead of like,
All right, so
and make a norm as a town that we're gonna address this and not let it go for 25 years.
And if you want to attract people to
To run for offices that have smart skills.
Who's gonna want, you're retired and you work, so this is your third job, but for most people, they don't have the time to go for $28,000 to take, 35 to 40 hours a week, so you don't get, your job better. What did you make? Did you make 28,000? Like, is it that long ago? Right?
Plus the
And so
five,
did Gary Bellows and so.
plus there's a $5,000 stipend for the,
Melinda
Well,
McNally.
if you do it, right,
33.
but you don't have, but that's only if you can, like doesn't, so you don't, maybe the person does. I'm just saying, that's how long, like,
But
that's
those
just,
are,
our
the amount of time
inflation's gone up
involved,
like
that's a-
crazy.
You
It's for-
know something? I
I think the issue is that the exceptional working highway supervisor.
It's the right thing to
Everything
do.
is supposed to be
Okay.
part-time, and they're really not part-time jobs,
Right,
especially supervisor. Yeah.
I'm gonna put some numbers to paper and bring a resolution, and we can tweak a resolution.
My only request,
Yeah, we're
Right.
my only request is that you understand that you're bringing in a higher potential employee base to offset what jobs potentially a supervisor, town clerk. So you're putting people in those positions to offset potentially having to have those types of salaries for your elected officials. You've increased quite a bit. So when you're thinking about it, just think about you're putting more qualified people in positions to assist the officials that will be there longer than any elected official.
Yeah.
We understand
But
that.
that has to
But
change.
it's
But I'm not saying that
how
the-
much time is the elected official spending, and also do we want to attract someone
Right.
that's like, when you're in that.
I'm not
official
disagreeing, I'm just,
position,
this, just food for
Right.
thought.
Yeah, we just don't, we also want to prevent, government corruption.
Well,
Somebody that's making $28,000 a year,
It's likely to be corrupt.
has a higher propensity. If you look
There
at
are
my
less people out
delayed
there.
records for the meeting.
I'll tell you what, if you go back to 62, I'll run, how's that?
We might be going higher.
I might move to Hurley and run.
You go to 62, I'm running again.
It should be a living wage, for county.
Well, it's supposed to be a part-time position, but anyway, it's not.
Well, it's not being done as a part.
it's just that I've seen myself so far, and the reason why I'm in town hall all the time, and that's because I enjoy it.
Yeah, you do it for the love.
But it's also, it's
Trouble.
back in the day, we used to be
Sometimes
part-time, but things change.
No, it's true.
I agree.
It's changed
It's
dramatically.
not a part-time job anymore. You
I
can't.
do agree, because I'm not,
People sometimes say after 5 hours a night,
you do want to get a high quality.
You run the risk of people running just because they like the size of the paycheck.
Yeah.
Some
That's why they make them qualified.
It's lower, some qualified is more likely to run because they're willing to get paid that. You're damned either way.
I received and I sent both of you from Christine Bryce. There is a property, 71 Easy Street, that has been vacant for close to 50 years. And it has attracted all kinds of vagrants, all kinds of people. She's been complaining to me for at least 2 years now about this property.
Did you say 51 Easy Street?
71.
That's the one I brought to.
Correct. So this property has been derelict and it's gradually disintegrating.
Are the taxes paid?
Yes.
Who's paying your taxes?
I thought the taxes were being paid by the bank.
Well,
By the bank.
possibly,
Like the bank would close, right, yeah, so the bank would close.
They foreclose on it.
yeah, so there's a lot of problems with this particular property. nobody can find out actually who the owners are.
Yes.
Well, the bank is-
Owners, the people that actually own it are
Well,
deceased.
Well, yeah, but it was transferred. There was a whole bunch of other things that went on with this property. You know more than I do.
You want me to look into it?
Yeah,
Okay.
what?
I mean, I do just, that's what I do. during the
Yeah.
day.
Hold on, the point I'm trying to make here is that this is not a fully property
No, it's not.
that I understand is in this condition. So clearly, the board has to start looking at how we can handle close properties.
It's ghost
Zombies,
property.
ghosts and
Yeah.
zombies.
Zombie properties.
But some of them are not
I
necessarily
will tell you that I
zombies.
just had a big talk with Paul Campbell because I have a neighbor 12 years and that house was way worse than what Easy Street. And, he went through that and they decided they don't, and that person is living, paying the taxes, but not living in that property. But that just did fall up, they could start proceedings even though the person is paying the taxes, whatever. So that we do have a process in place.
Sure, I
We
understand.
just have to,
Enforce.
I mean, Matt and I can both tell you that it can take years. I mean, I've been working on something for years and
It's
a different
But there's
between-
process.
I always remind
there's
everybody on
processes
these,
in which
watch the movie Grey Gardens.
Declare it unsafe.
Correct.
can we like make new policies that can
But there's an issue with-
we make new policies
It's still
to?
thinking of-
There is-
Okay, all right, let me talk to Paul.
Right, right, because he talked to that and got some.
Okay, I'll speak to Paul tomorrow and see what we need to do about this. And, if it comes to this foreclosure by the bank, I'll call the bank up tomorrow and ask them what they plan on doing. Because, my recollection is that bank can just give us before, when we give it, man, by the.
Like the one about my neighbor, she pays the taxes, and it is horrendous, 12 years. Paul said, and so what do you do with that?
What's that?
That's sweet, 0209, I don't know what,
Oh,
0209, and, oh my God, you was right down there and it's.
So that's what they, just text me, yeah, tomorrow. I'll go talk to Paul.
Oh, Paul's got it ready.
Unless it's a common health issue on the property, it's very hard to do anything.
Yeah.
Well, then we, John, then we, I say we looked at all these other properties.
So, zombie properties have not been in such a situation until recent again. But you're still gonna find the ones that do. Basic code violations, you can go forth and start, issuing those, start getting, bringing them in front of our justice of the peace. You can start that process. In the meantime, if you find it potentially unsafe, you can condemn it. There's multiple, areas in which, but that is through the building department.
We'll start with Paul tomorrow, okay? Okay?
But I mean, you know,
Definitely aware of this.
Yes.
This is the person's for us.
Yeah, I know. No, this is not the first time, but
This is the first time for me.
it's come to the board of it.
Well, my sister, bought a Pollen Drive, the 51 Allen Drive. At the
Okay. I'll go tomorrow.
Folks well aware of that.
Okay,
He's sent
tomorrow.
out multiple times.
Okay, there's one, are we done with this issue?
Yes.
Wendy has an issue.
So I sent an email this weekend to Mike Bombs and to John Perry. There is a little bit of confusion. There are 2 full-time employees in the town hall. We work 40 hours a week with a lunch break. The problem is that we are being told that there is no money for overtime, which obviously I do the finances, I understand that. But we are also being told that if you read the employee manual, which is in effect right now since we do not have a union in the town hall, that we are not allowed to earn comp/flex time. So basically, I have to get everything done in 40 hours and that is it. I have responsibilities trying to get you guys stuff. I have Jim Quigley literally breathing down my throat to take over the QuickBooks, which we have decided that that's going to be our new financial system for a while. I'm coming in on weekends. I'm coming in on holidays. I'm working from home and I'm not charging the town.
That's illegal.
Yeah.
I'm very well aware of that. That's why the email was sent. We do have a contract in place for the highway department. If the highway is called in on weekends, they get overtime. If the highway is called in on holidays, they get double time. I was there on Labor Day or whatever holiday, yeah, Labor Day. For 3 hours, because I have responsibilities and work and requirements that you guys are asking for, and I can't get it done. So what I propose to Mike and John Perry is that the 2 employees, which would be myself and 1 other employee, are allowed to earn comp time. That comp time would either be at the rate of just straight time or 1.5 time turned into hours. We are not allowed to sell it back. We are not allowed to be paid a lump sum, but we are allowed to use it at another time. Up to you guys are the board, but something has to be done. There is no way that we can physically get, at least myself, can get my work done in 40 hours right now. And
It's kind of surprising that her position isn't exempt.
From the union?
Well, no, exempt under FLSA would be an exempt position.
if the union comes into play, it's going to be worse for the town board because the union requires that we get paid overtime if we are there after 40 hours. The union requires that we get double time or time and a half if we are there on holiday.
When I told everybody when you're union, you were no longer gonna be.
I'm not
You're
pro-union.
no longer gonna be working from home. You will get paid for whatever you.
I'm not pro-union, but I will tell you that there are projects that need to be done that can only be done when there is no one else in that office, or you move me somewhere else. I've closed my door. I've turned on music. I mean, I'm looking at spreadsheets, 2-3 screens trying to get numbers, and there's people talking in the clerk's office. There's phones ringing. There's people coming in and out all day long, gossiping, talking. It's impossible to get your job done. And it's not just me, because I've seen other people do it. So I come in on weekends when nobody's there because I get a lot of work done. So, I mean, I'm asking for flex time.
It's a 40-hour job, then we have to pay somebody else.
I mean, I think once we get this financial system set up, and once I'm able to take most of the work back from Jim Quigley, I think that it will turn into a 40-hour job. You have to understand I have research projects for the New York State Retirement Project, one that just came out for a transfer station guy back to 2017. It was never reported. Like, there are so many things that got slipped through the radar that when a union comes in there and notices things like this, there are things that are immediately going to need to be repaired. This transfer station employee has been paying dues or has been paying retirement contributions and not being reported since 2017.
I mean, I had that problem at the beginning of the year, so I guess.
And I immediately fixed yours. Myself, I have over $1,000 in deferred comp that has been withheld from my paycheck that has not been sent to deferred comp because there just isn't enough time to reconcile it, to fix it. I wasn't reported correctly in the beginning of the year. I know that. I have to fix it. We have one employee who's part-time who was reported in January for 1,700 hours and like $50. The numbers were switched. All of that has to be fixed and it takes time. There's just not enough time to do it.
1,700 hours and 50.
So, I mean, and like I said, we are doing very well. We are literally almost over the hump of fixing it. But you have to understand Jim Quigley, his priorities in life have changed. And he now has to focus more time on his job that he didn't think was going to be there. So he's trying to push stuff on me. And he's getting aggravated because I can't take it over. But there's just not enough hours in the day. So I'm requesting that you guys think about it. I mean, right now I'm doing the best I can.
More hours and things?
If you could, that would be great. Because I should be home right now. But I'm here because part of my job is coming here to listen so that I know what is upcoming. I don't charge for coming to these meetings either. And I try to make every one of them. I mean, I'm on the safety committee because I think it's important for the town. That takes up time. And not that I don't want to do it, but there's only so many hours in a day. So I'm not asking for a question right now, but I've sent the email out and I'm hoping that you guys solve it. And I would hope you solve it before the union comes in because that's just going to make this town's life a lot worse. Thank you.
The union exists, but it's not settled contract yet.
Right, that's it.
Right,
Right,
you got it.
Okay. All right, we'll discuss this. Okay.
That's all I asked.
All right, anything else the board wants to discuss? All right, I make a motion to open the second public comment.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Anybody want to talk? Make a motion to close public comment.
I could just have one question. You can do it during public comments, fine. The signage that you're requesting for the, Collier Road, potentially there are monies in the, traffic control.
Yes.
So let's just discuss that before we approve that.
How much money is in there?
Well, I mean, as of right now, 2,000.
Okay, there is, I believe there was something taken out of there. Right?
Correct. I don't have that.
We don't have that at all. All right, so we'll find out how much was taken out of that.
Okay.
And see what's going on.
Which one?
A3310.
Hurley Heritage, September 21st date. Are we doing anything?
Wait, if you're going to the board, you close the public comment?
Well, if he's making, like, you're doing a public comment.
No. I just wanted to bring something up.
All right, so, any further public comment? Make a motion to close public comment?
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
So be it. Make a motion to open up for discussion.
No, you don't need a motion. One more
Right.
thing that you wanted to discuss
Just want to
before
know
we
if we were
adjourn for
doing
the evening.
anything for the September 21st.
What do you?
So the September 21st is the Early Heritage Day. The
Didn't you give him $1,000?
Heritage Society, aren't they? They're doing
It's their
all sorts of
event, yeah.
programs. So I guess you're asking if the town is doing anything in addition.
Well, if the board is gonna be there, or if we should
I'm
be
gonna
there,
be
or.
there.
I'm gonna go just to take some pictures and stuff and I'll, show the world. We'll go to Matt's yard sale.
Okay. Make a motion to adjourn. Discussion.
Yeah.
Can't make the 10th, they're automatic.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Have a good night.